You are here today because you were meant to hear something that did not arrive by accident. There are powerful moments in life when the heart grows quiet and slowly becomes filled with uncertainty. Even though deep within you, in that private place where your deepest truth remains, you have already sensed the real answer. This is one of those meaningful moments. What you are about to receive is not merely ordinary information or empty words. It is a direct and meaningful, energetic response to what you have been gently asking the universe for over many days, perhaps even many weeks, in the silent spaces of your thoughts. Today, you will come face to face with the exact place where your deepest inner knowing finally meets the reality you have been waiting for during such a long period of time. I know you have felt a unique connection that reaches beyond ordinary logic and simple explanation. You have sensed a powerful magnetic attraction and a profound bond with a certain person that cannot easily be expressed through everyday language. At times, during your most vulnerable moments, you convinced yourself that all of this might be nothing more than a passing illusion, a wish created by your heart, or a dream formed to escape loneliness. But today, I want to tell you something important with complete confidence and unwavering certainty. This love you have felt, this electric energy that moves through your entire being whenever you think about this person, and this unusual feeling of having known them forever, is not imagination, not coincidence, and certainly not a story you invented for yourself. There are clear, deep, and lasting signs that have appeared throughout your life, guiding you toward a truth you may not have fully embraced because of the fear of being hurt. Today, you will finally begin to understand why this person truly cares for you, even if their actions at the moment seem to suggest something different. Your doubts will slowly start to fade when you recognize the undeniable evidence already living inside your own soul. It does not matter whether you have recently felt a strange weight in your chest, or whether this person has become quieter, more distant, or harder to understand. I want you to realize that this silence is an important piece of the larger message. Even if it feels painful and confusing right now, when the universe confirms a connection between two souls, it often does so in a way that the spirit feels long before the mind can fully understand. That is exactly why you are still here, because you needed reassurance that does not come from ordinary human words, but from something vibrating on the same frequency as your spirit. Sometimes we work so hard trying to explain feelings that were never meant to be solved through logic, but instead meant to be experienced through a deeper level of awareness. What you are feeling right now is not madness, not anxiety, and not an unhealthy attachment as you may sometimes fear. What you are experiencing is the very process required for someone destined to encounter a love that rises beyond the ordinary. A love that stretches beyond the boundaries of simple, surface-level relationships. You are witnessing the beginning of a profound recognition between two souls that chose one another beyond the physical world long ago, long before you became aware of this life. There is something the universe wants you to hold closely in your heart today. Your doubts are not created by a lack of love from this person. They arise from old wounds within you that were never fully healed. When someone carrying genuine love enters your life with an energy that shifts your balance, and with eyes that seem to understand your soul without even touching you, old pain often awakens. Your inner defenses respond automatically to what feels unfamiliar. The soul recognizes the other person instantly, and it can feel like meeting a mirror, someone essential to your growth. Yet the mind, trained to avoid pain and protect itself, begins constructing walls made of doubt, hesitation, and denial. That is why you have spent so many nights awake, asking yourself whether this love is real, whether the other person feels the same, or whether you are losing yourself by believing in something you cannot completely see. The same pattern appears repeatedly whenever you try to walk away, whenever you decide to close your heart, suppress the feeling, and leave everything behind. Something gentle yet powerful draws you back again. This force that prevents you from leaving completely is not pride, emotional dependency, or stubborn hope. It is the shared vibration of two souls that the universe has quietly aligned, without permission, without logic, and without explanation. You have often searched for a clear sign. You may have looked toward the sky or closed your eyes, hoping for confirmation. And even though many signs appeared along the way, they often seemed too subtle to trust completely. But today, you are beginning to understand that every small detail carries meaning. That glance that turned away only when it became too revealing. That message that appeared casual on the surface but carried a deeper significance underneath. And the way your energy changes whenever this person is near, or even when they simply enter your thoughts. True love, born from a spiritual connection, does not always reveal itself through dramatic declarations or grand gestures. Very often, especially during the early stages, it speaks through meaningful silence. A silence that can feel heavier than hearing the words, "I love you." It reveals itself through awkward actions that appear insignificant on the surface, but conceal a deep inner devotion that has not yet discovered its voice. Today, life wants you to understand something important. This person is not necessarily uncertain about their feelings for you. The person who has struggled with uncertainty may actually be you, not because you are weak, but because this love entered your life during a time when you were still learning how to stand firmly within yourself, and its intensity frightened you. When someone carrying the energy of genuine love enters your world, they do not arrive to harm you. They arrive to awaken you, to heal you, to guide you inward, and to challenge your old beliefs about love and connection. This inner transformation can feel overwhelming, but you must understand that this fear is not created by an absence of love. It is created by the magnitude of what is entering your life. This person watches you, even from afar, with a kindness they cannot completely conceal, with a respect that appears naturally, and with a tenderness that exists only when the heart has already chosen in silence. I know that at some point, perhaps even recently, you believed this person was leaving forever. You thought their silence meant they no longer cared, and their distance was proof that their feelings were fading away. But the universe did not guide you to this moment simply to offer another unfinished story or another painful lesson. When a connection is guided by a higher force, it does not collapse because of temporary confusion or human uncertainty. What is meant to remain will continue to endure through mental storms, unanswered messages, and moments when you begin questioning everything. So why does it feel so chaotic if it is truly real? Because authentic love does not arrive to keep you unchanged. It arrives to transform you. It arrives to remove illusions. It arrives to teach patience, trust, and faith in what cannot yet be fully seen. This chaos is often a sign of growth. It is evidence that something old within you is dissolving so that something genuine can emerge. The confusion you feel today may actually be preparing you for a deeper understanding tomorrow. Every difficult moment has been encouraging you to look inward instead of seeking all your answers outside yourself. Every unanswered question has been teaching you to trust your own inner wisdom. Every moment of uncertainty has been strengthening parts of you that once depended entirely on external reassurance. The journey you are experiencing is not simply about another person. It is also about your relationship with yourself. It is about learning to recognize your worth without needing constant proof. It is about learning to trust what your soul quietly knows, even when circumstances seem unclear. And it is about understanding that some connections cannot be measured only through actions seen on the surface. There are moments when growth takes place in silence. There are moments when feelings deepen away from view. There are moments when two people are changing separately so they can eventually understand each other more clearly. The path may not always appear straightforward, and the answers may not arrive according to the timeline your mind prefers. Yet something within you continues to recognize this connection. Something within you continues to return to it. Something within you continues to feel that there is more beneath the surface than what can currently be seen. One day, when the silence finally lifts and the distance no longer exists, you may look back at this period with a completely different perspective. You may realize that every moment of uncertainty was shaping you. Every challenge was strengthening you. Every question was preparing you for a deeper understanding of love than you had ever known before. The answer you have been searching for does not exist somewhere far away from you. It exists within the quiet struggle taking place right now between your logic and your deepest inner knowing. And perhaps that is the greatest message of all. The truth you seek has never been completely hidden from you. It has been gently waiting beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the doubts, and beneath the endless questions. It has been waiting in the quiet place inside your heart, where your soul already recognizes what your mind is still learning to trust. As you continue moving forward, remember that genuine connections reveal themselves in their own time. They do not require force, pressure, or constant certainty. They unfold naturally, one realization at a time. They teach patience when impatience feels easier. They teach trust when doubt feels stronger. And they teach you how to recognize the difference between fear and truth. The more you learn to listen to your inner voice, the more clearly you will understand what this connection truly means. The more you release the need to control every outcome, the more space you create for clarity to enter your life. And the more you trust your own journey, the easier it becomes to recognize the lessons, blessings, and transformations that have been present all along. The answer does not exist outside of you, but within the quiet struggle now unfolding between your logic and your deepest self. In that sacred space, where fear slowly gives way to understanding, the truth has been waiting patiently for you all along. If you are ready to receive this understanding, then listen with an open heart and a calm mind. The reason you feel so confused, even while your soul seems to already recognize the truth, comes from one of the oldest inner struggles of all. It is the constant tension between the limited voice of the ego and the expansive wisdom of your true self. This confusion, this inner turbulence that sometimes makes you feel as though you are imagining everything, comes from your mind encountering something it cannot completely explain, predict, or control. And yet, despite every doubt and despite every question that arises, something deep within you continues to recognize, continues to feel, and continues to return to the same truth again and again. It is something that does not fit neatly into the old beliefs about love that you have carried for so many years. Your ego is the part of you shaped by fear, past disappointments, and self-protection. It follows one simple mission: to keep you safe from anything that might cause pain. When this connection entered your life, your ego immediately viewed it as a potential threat. Why? Because real love, the kind that emerges from the soul, asks you to open completely, to become emotionally vulnerable, and to surrender without constantly hiding behind expectations or defenses. And your ego, still carrying old scars, warns you to be careful. It whispers that this feels too good to be true, and that it may eventually end in pain. It tells you to run now or protect yourself before it is too late. From this moment forward, you must learn to recognize the difference between these two voices. One is the loud, anxious noise of the ego. The other is the gentle, steady whisper of your intuition. The fears of the ego always feel urgent, restless, and filled with uncertainty. They often appear as tension in your stomach, as the need to check your phone repeatedly, searching for reassurance so you can feel secure. The ego says that if they do not call right now, it means they do not care. Or if they do not say exactly what you hope to hear, they must be pulling away. It carries a heavy and exhausting energy that slowly drains your spirit over time. The voice of your intuition and the wisdom of your soul are completely different. It feels like a deep sense of peace, like a quiet knowing that remains present even when questions arise. Even when doubts appear and your mind tells you this person is gone, there is a calm truth resting in your chest that softly whispers that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the process, because this calm beneath the storm is often the clearest sign that what you feel is genuine and aligned with your highest path. When you experience this peace, you begin to understand that you are not deceiving yourself. You are touching something authentic. This inner conflict is what has caused you to question whether the connection is real. Look carefully at your emotional history. If you were once betrayed, rejected, or abandoned, your ego naturally projects that old pain onto the present moment. It assumes that even this person, no matter how pure the connection feels, will eventually hurt you in the same way. So you are not truly doubting their love. You are doubting your own ability to carry a love this profound without breaking under its weight. And that is exactly the lesson before you. The universe has placed you in front of this person and this powerful attraction so that you can confront your deepest fears directly. What you feel is not here only to bring love into your life. It has also arrived to move you beyond your comfort zone, to challenge your limits, and to make you reconsider everything you once believed about love and your own value. This love is here to elevate your awareness. It is guiding you toward a place where you no longer settle for small fragments of affection, but instead accept the fullness that your soul has always deserved. Every time your ego attempts to sabotage the connection, it creates another opportunity for healing. Whenever fear and doubt rise to the surface, it does not necessarily mean that love is fading away. Instead, it often means that an old wound is resurfacing so it can finally be released. If you panic, you strengthen it. But if you remain calm and recognize it for what it truly is, fear, you begin to remove its influence. Your connection acts like a powerful light. It illuminates hidden corners of your heart, clears stagnant energy, and prepares you to receive something greater. And remember, no matter how hard you try to walk away, and no matter how many times you convince yourself to let go completely, something inside you continues to pull you back. This force is not a chain holding you captive. It is the shared vibration of two souls who were meant to cross paths during this lifetime. It is so strong that even when you try to block it with logic or fight against it through fear, it remains present like an invisible magnet, gently reminding you of home. But the central question still remains. If the souls know so clearly, and if the bond is truly this powerful, why does the other person appear so distant or quiet? The answer lies within the deep energy that forms when two intense souls encounter one another. You must understand that this person is not simply a partner. They are also your strongest mirror. Their arrival awakened everything within you that still requires healing. Just as you were shaken by this connection, they were affected as well. This bond is so deep and so pure that it reaches the most sensitive parts of every unhealed wound. For the human mind, which constantly seeks certainty and control, this can feel overwhelming. That is why distance is not always rejection. Sometimes it is self-protection from the powerful emotions that your presence awakens within their heart. Within this dynamic, many people speak about the runner and the chaser. The runner, often the one you love, is not necessarily running away from you. They are running from themselves and from the depth of the feelings they are experiencing. They withdraw because what they feel is so intense that it overwhelms them. There may be fear of not being enough, fear of damaging something precious, fear of losing control, or fear of losing the identity they have spent years building. It is the fear of complete surrender, shaped by old wounds of rejection, abandonment, or disappointment. Wounds that once made a silent promise never to fall into a love capable of hurting them again. That is why the silence is not always the absence of care. It is often a pause. a moment to organize the emotional storm that your presence has stirred inside them. Your role is often the chaser, even if only energetically. When you sense distance, your ego becomes alarmed. You want to reach out, explain, fix, prove, and restore certainty. But this cycle of running and chasing often makes the distance feel larger. It becomes like an invisible force that keeps pushing both people farther apart. The more you chase, the more the other person may feel the need to retreat. And here, one of the strongest spiritual principles reveals itself. It is also one of the most difficult lessons to accept. It is the lesson of letting go in order to draw closer. The universe does not want you to suffer while you wait. Instead, it wants you to use this period to return to yourself and continue healing. The runner can often return only when they sense that you no longer need them in order to feel complete. This carries a very clear, energetic message. As long as you chase their presence, they may continue running from it. But when you choose yourself, when you stand firmly within your own light, the balance begins to shift. When you stop searching outside yourself and start nurturing your own growth, the energy changes. The runner feels that change. The pressure disappears. The space becomes safer. And gradually, an inner pull begins guiding them back toward what once felt overwhelming. This period of separation is not a punishment. It may be one of the greatest forms of alignment the universe can offer. You are apart for a time so that each of you can heal in your own way. The source itself works quietly to clear fear, mend old wounds, and bring order to what currently feels like chaos. It does this so that any future reunion is not built on need, attachment, insecurity, or fear. Instead, it can be built on strength, wholeness, self-respect, and the conscious choice of two complete souls freely choosing one another. When you focus on your own growth and inner peace, you begin cutting the cords of fear that once held you back. You send a message to the universe that you trust your path. You trust your value. You trust the timing of your life. And you understand that what is truly meant for you will always find its way back, in the right way, at the right time, and for the right reasons. As you continue moving forward, remember this. Love that is real does not require constant chasing. What is meant to remain in your life will not be sustained through fear. It will be sustained through truth, trust, growth, and mutual willingness. The more you return to yourself, the more clearly you will understand the purpose of this connection. And the more you embrace your own light, the less you will fear whatever happens next. Because deep within, beyond every question, beyond every fear, and beyond every moment of uncertainty, your soul already knows that the journey unfolding before you is teaching you exactly what you came here to learn. Not through chasing, but through natural alignment. This is the only true way to end the cycle of running and chasing. The person you love will not return because they are pressured or pushed. Instead, they are drawn back by your peace, your strength, your confidence, and the renewed energy you carry within yourself. Understand that this distance has no power to destroy what destiny intends to bring together. What is genuinely meant for you cannot be erased simply because of time, silence, or temporary separation. In truth, the space you are taking right now acts like fire shaping metal. It may feel intense, uncomfortable, and even painful at times, yet its purpose is not destruction. Its purpose is refinement. It burns away what is false, what is fragile, and what cannot withstand the truth. What remains becomes stronger, clearer, and far more resilient than before. The bond of mirror souls is nourished by honesty and truth. And the truth is that no matter how far someone appears to travel in the physical world, they cannot